What is up, guys? It's your boy Rick Kakis, and today we've got some brand spanking new Destiny 2 news, courtesy of the Bungie weekly update that has just gone live, revealing official information. And so, let's get started. Now, first things first, what is going on this week within Destiny 2? Well, still a pretty big week. The season is pretty fresh, and there's actually brand new secrets within the Savathun's Spire activity. I did do a video on that, 2 new hidden chests as well as a hidden opaque card. Definitely check that out. But next up, yesterday, September 6th, it was actually the release of original Destiny 2. So it's officially been 6 years of Destiny 2. What an absolutely wild ride it's been. I mean, I've been here all 6 years. I mean, even longer. Technically, I'm a Destiny 1 alpha veteran. Let me know in the comments, when did you guys start playing the Destiny franchise? I'm curious to see, like, when everyone started hopping in. Forsaken, Warmind expansion, Beyond Light, the Witch Queen, even sooner. Let me know. Now, aside from that, guys, something else important that happened today was that a brand new patch came out, update 7.2.0.3, and it did actually change some pretty important things that you want to know about, so let's go over that. First of all, for Trials of Osiris, match wins now have a high chance to drop a non-adept Trials weapon, so you have a significantly higher chance to get Trials weapons from playing Trials. That's pretty cool. Moving on from there, in terms of seasonal content, a brand new armor set was added as a ritual reward. At the end of any Vanguard, Crucible, or Gambit ritual playlist activity, players have a chance to earn a piece of this new set. So you can see that right here. Bungie talks more about it later in the TWAB, but wanted to bring it up because, again, they were added with this patch. Moving on from there, we actually also have some balancing changes. So for abilities, they changed the description text for Weavewalk to call out that it actually uses your melee energy, pretty good. And then they fixed an issue that was causing multiple Banner of War effects to stack on top of each other. And then also moving on to armor and expression, you can see the changes right here. Importantly, they fixed an issue causing Malfeasance and Le Monarch to benefit from anti-champion artifact perks, specifically like with the Malfeasance that had intrinsic unstoppable, you could put on overload as a seasonal mod, and it would get that effect too. And it was causing some pretty big issues. They had to disable it for the raid, so that is fixed now. And specifically, anti-champion artifact perks should now all overcharge their respective weapon types in activities where that modifier is active. So moving on from there, however, in terms of weapons and accessories, disabled weapon crafting progression from base difficulty mission completions, and they adjusted the kinetic tremors perk to take 14 bullets to trigger on submachine guns. Specifically, there's a brand new kinetic submachine gun that's a reprised red war weapon that you can actually get. That is the first ever SMG to get kinetic tremors, and still been farming the god roll, guys, but people have been saying it's very good, and so I believe this is a nerf, taking a bit longer to trigger kinetic tremors. Now, moving on from there, they fixed a tessellation glitch that lets you spam the special shots like over and over again, and there you have it for important gameplay changes. But one more important change that wasn't included in these patch notes is, as you can see right here, the Titan Pyrogale exotic gauntlets have been disabled. These were the gauntlets that turned your Burning Maul into one absolutely mega damaging slam. Did a full video on them. They're pretty insane, but yeah, you can't use them right now, and Bungie actually does provide a date in which they should become available again, September 19th. So if you've been farming those, that is an official oof. Now, moving on from there, guys, let's talk about the brand new information within the TWAB. First of all, there's only a few days left for the Guardians of Maui charity event to support the victims of course, that massive and tragic wildfire. You can see that right here. You can purchase these items and the proceeds will go to them. Now, moving on from there, we have something very important for the PvP side of things, and that is the PvP strike team. So, Within the few weeks leading up to the Destiny 2 showcase and the release of Season of the Witch, Destiny went through a pretty tumultuous time because the worst ever state of the game came out, where Bungie basically just made excuses for failing to deliver their own promises to fans, and it was not received well. They got an immense amount of backlash. Following that, game director Joe Blackburn made his own, I think it was a 15-minute video just kind of raw explaining what they're going to do to fix it and responding to the backlash. One of those things was to add the armor sets that we already talked about, because one of the failures of Bungie to deliver was a new ritual armor set every single year. So that's one of those promises that's being fulfilled today with the update. Another big thing was that they announced that there was going to be a PvP strike team, a dedicated group of individuals at Bungie that were tasked with fixing the problems of PvP, and they can make a lot of actually pretty swift and pretty big changes. Like the last time there was a strike team was, according to Joe, leading up kind of to the time of the release of Warmind, and they introduced things like weapon masterworking and like some several big things. And if you guys remember back, I don't know how much of Destiny veterans you guys are watching, but I've been around since day one, baby, and I know that the release of the Warmind expansion was pretty huge step in a positive direction. It was very well received, Warmind was, so definitely the strike team aspect does have some credence. So they dive more into that today. So they say specifically that the PvP strike team will be creating a brand new map pack coming next year. This team's goal is to make Destiny 2 PvP experiences more fun for players who enjoy facing off against other Guardians in glorious combat. Our objective is not to increase player numbers by forcing players who don't enjoy these activities to feel obligated to play them. Instead, we want to create fun experiences that entice players who have shied away from Shaxx's calling to dip their toe in. The team has a few changes coming in the short term and are also working on long-term plans for what other improvements we can make. For example, in today's update, we added a high chance for non-adept Trials weapons to drop from any Trials match wins, as we went over. Our PvP strike team wants your input too. We've collected a lot of feedback so far, and we wanted to give you all another opportunity to share your freshest ideas on how you would like to see PvP continue to improve. As a specific example of feedback that would be very helpful to us, what game modes or rule sets would you be interested in seeing in the competitive playlist? We've set up some collection posts on our Bungie.net forums, Reddit, and Twitter, and here's the example of the tweet the Destiny 2 Teams account put out, so go ahead and find that and give your feedback. They say, we value your input as we start to put together additional changes going forward in addition to what we have already planned. Right now, the new Relic game mode is live in the lab for testing. Another new modifier for multiple modes, Checkmate, is starting up on September 19th. These mode tests in Crucible Labs are going to help us evaluate the success of these modes and how they fit into other playlists in the future. Speaking of other playlists, one thing we are currently working on is a complete restructuring of our current playlist to create cleaner identities and purposes for each playlist. We are looking at everything from which modes and maps are in each playlist, and matchmaking tuning to lobby balancing and rotation details. In addition to the playlists themselves, the PvP strike team will be focused on many of the things that touch our Crucible experience, including sandbox balance, spawn issues, rewards, and the addition of quality of life features. As we start to solidify more of our plans, we will share details along the way, and until then, please go share your feedback. So overall, pretty good to hear that Bungie's working on that, collecting feedback. Again, we're gonna have to wait and see what actual improvements hit the game and how soon they do, but from the outside looking in, it is a promising step in the right direction. Now, moving on from there, Bungie says, show us your tessellation clips. With the pre-order of the file shape plus the annual pass, you can instantly obtain the tessellation exotic fusion rifle. So they want your clips, and then you use the hashtag TessellationD2 and movie of the week to potentially win a fancy schmancy rare emblem. And then moving on from there, the winners of the Crota's End Day 1 raid race was Clan Elysium for the 4th time in a row, and they actually have an interview with Salt Greppo and the other members of this team, and you guys can head to the TWAB and read that for yourselves if you want to. Of course, that's linked in the description of the video, so congratulations to them. Absolutely goated, and I would say with the sauce. All right, now moving on from there, guys, the last thing we're going to talk about is Bungie has a list of known issues they're investigating, so just usually a bunch of random glitches and stuff. The stuff you really want to know about is, firstly, this one right here. Attempting to activate elemental ruins with shotguns or fusion rifles can sometimes destroy the ruin, temporarily blocking progress. So, like I said, there's new secret chests within Savathûn Spire. Don't shoot those elemental ruins with a shotgun or a fusion rifle, or else you might be screwed out of a chest. And in addition to that, guys, the monochromatic Maestro artifact perk, like the final column tier artifact perk, does not activate with Strand. So if you're using like a Banner Titan build, make sure to not have monochromatic Maestro on. You won't get an effect from that. Guys, that's going to be it for the video. Hope you enjoyed and found this informative. If you did, please remember to help me out by simply rating and especially sharing this video. If you guys want to see more Destiny 2 content similar to this, don't be afraid to slap that subscribe button. If you want to get in touch with me and keep up to date with the latest channel activity, the best way is to follow me on Twitter at RickKakis. That is linked in the description down below. Again, I hope you enjoyed the video, and as always, have a good day.